separation. So let's throw a couple fastballs real quick to see where it's at, okay? And then we'll see if you're hitching or pausing. It's kind of what you were doing originally. Try to get rid of that. Straight up, 4 seams. Warm-ups, boy. Attaboy. Get 2 more. Stay with the 4 seam. There it is. Alright, we got you. Something you wouldn't even feel. I wouldn't even notice. It's all buckled up. No laughing. Alright, step right down here. You see it? So you know, in the past we cut. It's been so long since you've done it. You're good here. It's like you got to pause it. You don't feel that at all, do you? So that little tweak right there is holding your pause, is what we're saying, and that's why sometimes you're right there, but you're not getting that full extension. Whether you're doing a short stride or a long stride, at that point it doesn't matter. I'm happy with the stride right here. The ones that I saw, for some reason, it seems like it's here. It could be longer, but those aren't perfect. You know what I mean? So what I saw on the last 2, the first one I was like, I don't know if he's doing it, but on the last one, as you showed it. So right there, you were good here, but then you're turning. So you can see your elbow back here. It's like it's deceptive. So try to straighten out a little bit. Come on there. I'm set. I'm gonna follow you down. I'm not gonna push you. I'm just gonna be kind of a wall to where. Yeah. Okay. Yes, exactly right there. Okay. You'd have never thought of that. No. Well, it's not that you wouldn't have thought about it. Even if you're looking on those things. You're really trying to look at your lower half. You're really trying to. We're visualizing the lower half of the arm stuff. We don't look at the funky stuff like that. Let's go one time. Okay, let's give that a try right there. But that you can tell you would have never saw that or felt it. You should see a difference on top of the ball more, and you should see a little bit more velocity, believe it or not. Just the leg, don't move the shoulders. There. See the difference? Something stupid like that, wasn't it? How stupid was that?
Pretty stupid.
And it's not that you are, nothing. It's just we don't know that pitching sometimes. Just the leg.
Hey.
See the difference?
Yeah.
But notice your rotation's a little bit quicker. Okay? I don't mind the fall off, you know that, as long as you extend. But the quirkiness of that, you know what I mean? Where it's like, because the difference between what you're doing there is higher and on top more, whereas rotation just a little bit there, lower. You were dropping your arm slot a little bit, and instead of here, you're kind of crossing it. So were you seeing any difference on your changeup or your curveball? Like, not as good as usual? But were you less accurate on this side?
Okay.
There's your problem.
Now they're kind of pointed at the, I'm kind of close
Funky,
though,
huh?
right? And I need to be kind of close? Okay. I just can't tell, so.
I mean, I could feel because I usually
Okay.
drop a little bit for my changeup to get more like there, and I could feel I
Change
was
it
like,
usually bam bam.
I felt like I was going like that.
Yeah, you can't come across on that. You're gonna get eaten alive. Let's go to that pitch already though. Take a look, look at my opening. See what I mean? You're not rotating the shoulders. Good. Big difference already. Perfect. You're over the top, not cutting across. Good. That was the whole problem. Nobody would have ever saw that. Believe it or not, I've never saw it. I don't know. It's so stupid. It's one of those things where you get here, this pitching, he's got that little pause. Didn't even know he was rotating that shoulder. It's really hard if you're not paying attention to something like that, even on a video. Because even me watching that video, I didn't see that. But also, you're giving me this angle right here, and I'm getting this view right here,
Right.
where I can see this. I can't see it from the naked eye right there, but he was here, had a little pause, rotation, so he's back here a little bit, so that's where the short stride's coming from. And he gets, not even by watching, I haven't seen him pitch in a while, but I can guarantee you he's lost velocity. And I could tell on his changeup we just talked about, his changeup was going over here, just up across by that little, just that right there. But now he's getting more on top of the ball. But simplest things sometimes. But not that I know everything, but it's hard to see that.
Yeah.
Go back to that front leg, down. There. See what I mean? Higher slot, straight down, beautiful changeup. So you're, like we said, you were kind of crossing it over here, right?
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. Go back to your four seam. You got more stamina from your upper body right there. I'm not worried about your short stride just yet. I want to see the arm slot get better first. Rotating the shoulders. And again, it's a small little tweak, a small little habit. And you should laugh because you wouldn't have known. But you can just tell because I keep saying you, but you can't tell unless you really watch it. Or I'm just saying for me, you can tell, the difference between, I see like the ribs come out, the shoulder come out, then I know, as a catcher, I want to try to brace myself a little bit because I don't know if you're going to drop it in front of the player. I know you're off center with your balance and your motion of your mechanics. So that's why you'll see me move sometimes. I'm not trying to take a pitch away, something's not right here, especially on a breaking ball. I got to get ready to move, okay? But do the best you can, just bringing it out. It's just, like we said, front leg, leave this alone, out. When you're doing that, that's again, bam, you're on top of that ball really well. Come on up real quick. Lift and hold. Hold. Straight down. Lift and hold. Straight down. Lift and hold. Come out a little bit further. Bring it up. A little further. Bring it up. Hold. Down. Bring it out. Okay? Because again, all we're doing again is trying to keep that up. Now, knowing obviously doing that drill, we're not doing any of that at all. Okay? So, lift and hold. Pitch. Good. And don't get me wrong, the front shoulder is going to move a little bit, but it's when everything goes with it is our problem. And the reason why the front shoulder has to a little bit because you have to get the reach. And you do well on the reach, by the way. I like that. I like just every now and then it's a swing, but that's typical for all of us. But I like how your extension is, but it's when all this backside follows it a little bit, it's very obvious. And that's when you start swiping the ball a little bit. And then down the road, when you keep swiping pitches like that, you get more tender in the elbow and in the shoulder a little bit. It sucks. Okay, you ready to go one more time? So do this real quick. Go. 1, 2, 3. Quicker. Okay, relax. Now go 1, 2 slower. Where should your eyes be? Pitch. Yeah, you're downhill. So watching from that angle, not worried about that angle, but these 3 angles right here is the biggest key to you. Kind of, again, keeping this a block wall where you stand your ground and it's not something simple like that, okay? That's what's getting you up. So do me a favor, step over here real quick. On the next 2 pitches, I want you to skip pitch. Okay, I want you to go back here, bring it up, bam. See how my body kind of comes forward right there? Do a couple of them. Do one real quick, and then we're going to ask you to throw. Bring your foot back here, yes. Skip jump. Carry over. Because we got to get your arm slot back up here from doing a bad habit here because you can tell you've lowered it just a little bit. So we want to try to get your arm slot higher. Sorry about that. But to get that velocity there. Okay? So give me 2 of those 4 seams, no 2 seams, okay? So skip pitch. Beautiful. See what I mean? Look at your arm slot. Excellent. We got to get it up there. Skip it. One more. Going up now is a little bit quick on the shoulder, but this is a tough one to say that. Beautiful. Now again, what's the 2 biggest things we're trying to get out of that? Obviously we just said it. And what else?
Legs.
Legs. Okay. So again, skip jump keeps you back here. It's not lazy where we go here and throw our arm out and get in a bad slot. Skip back, windmill. You got a high arm slot right there, so that's good. Here we go, normal. No more, normal. Two seam now, finally, two seam. Beautiful. And again, I don't mind, that's a mild turn on that shoulder. I love it because of your arm extension right there. Good job, great location, nice speed. Notice how you get, I don't mind that fall off, beautiful. What I care about, again, I don't mind the fall off, and I don't mind your shorter stride right now. I'll keep saying it because I really want to get in your head. I'm getting you back up here. Hell of a job right there. Good. It's a big difference from, especially, I know you weren't necessarily loose yet, but it's a big difference from your first 2 or 3 when you were down here.
Yeah.
It's real easy to pick up. Okay, take a look. A lot of rotation on that one. Meaning your hips did a little bit more than usual. Yes. Don't change on your curveball. Same mechanics. Lift and go. There. Thank you. See the difference? How much tighter that is? Stop. And again, it's part of the mechanics. It's one of those things where stop trying to do certain things because maybe you think it makes you throw harder or it makes you think you're dirtier on the breaking stuff. No, it is so typical. We all do that. Dude, I do that till this day, even as a grown adult. My career is over. I do funky stuff like that because I want to throw a dirty curveball to you or something, you know? But don't change. How good was that pitch? As opposed to the other ones, I'm just saying, stop feeling the hips got to rotate, the shoulders got to rotate, because it only provides bad mechanics. It really does. And you can tell you developed a little bit there. Not much, but the simplest things, a little hip here, especially your shoulder early. We can't get you to get to a point where you drop that elbow when you're so strong as it is. You're getting a lot bigger and bulkier, which is good. And again, we'll worry about the legs later at this point. I want this because I want this strong, okay? And that looked really good. But I can't, I'm gonna keep saying it because you know me, I'm a big muscle memory guy, and I love to say things 20, 30 times in a session because I want it to sink in. But again, the hips ain't doing you no justice, the shoulder's not doing you no justice. It's throwing you off here, throwing you off there, and as you'll see, you know, it's almost like, again, we said, in the past, one of your biggest quirks was that stupid cross body coming back, you know? But that comes with the territory because, again, you were trying something different probably too. And it just comes with faulty bad mechanics. It happens with all of us youngsters. It just happens. I called myself a youngster. Here we go. Let's go back to that breaking ball again, okay? So don't change the hips. Here we go. Leg up, arm slot out. No, nothing special. Good. Come on. Excellent. That's dirtier anyway. Beautiful. Let's go one more of those. Front leg, no hips. Down. Beautiful. I like that. You see how you're throwing it 2 different ways like we've talked about? The harder, like the first pitch, right? And then the breaker, the bigger breaker right there for your out pitch. That was good. I like that heavy one right there. Obviously we didn't get that down, but good. All right. Switch it up to your cutter, okay? Take a look. I'm going to rotate a little bit. You fell off a little bit. Squeeze, hey. How much pressure you put on that middle finger?
Medium, need a bit more.
Let's go a little bit harder, okay? Hand on the thumb, soft finger for hard.
Medium.
Go a little harder on that too. Gotta get more spin on that. Think about your setup, bud. Okay, look where I'm set up, right? Come down here a little bit. We gotta go back and kind of talk about the setup. So you know I'm calling that, obviously we're coming in on the hand on the righty, away from the lefty, okay? So again, if I rotate, what are we forgetting to do a little bit mechanic-wise? How should we shift, though? How should we shift here a little bit before we even do our mechanics? No set. So why don't you do that when you come set? Doing right now, okay? So that's just to kind of remember things where if I'm sitting there, see how you just did your foot right there? Nobody's gonna catch on to that. Do it as you're coming set, but don't come set and all of a sudden change it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just not get caught up in that. But yeah, you didn't move your foot at all, you stayed straight. So like, it's almost like going downhill cross body a little bit, but not cross body, but you're still trying to come back here.
Yeah.
Okay? So set that foot a little bit into this knee a little bit on the cutter. There you go. How much better was that? I don't care about the pitch. Let me see the grip. You're not getting the spin you usually get. Have you been throwing that in the games? Okay. Relax, relax. You gotta go under more. Because remember, that's gonna allow the seam to rotate more. Okay. You can tell right there. Doesn't matter how strong you are. Doesn't matter. See how slippery that becomes? Okay. Stay on the inside of that. How about you? You gotta stay on the inside of that too. Remember, those are your pressure points. And again, like I said, every now and then, all the time, just get a little bit sandpaperish. Okay. So, but see, you're starting to get on the seams too much, and you can tell it's slipping a little bit because it's getting flat spin right now. Flat spin's obviously gonna stay over the plate. It's gonna be fat and easy to hit. You want it to be tighter with the dot that we talked about. That's usually what you throw anyway. But you're losing your you're losing it. That's my fault. You're losing your grip because you're coming on the inside of the seam. On the inside of the seam there, so it's slipping a little. It's gonna come all the way in, all the way out. Does that make sense? So give that a try. Okay? And like we always say, bud, if you don't like something, you gotta either not do it or speak up, okay? There we go. A little pressure on that. Downhill. Yes. See how we're calling that before it's out of your head? Just the simple mechanics, you can just tell something good's gonna happen. Good job right there. That was a lot tighter. Same grip, please. Again. That's definitely a good out pitch. Good job right there. Good foot. Let's see where you're missing finally though. It's not the fat, slow one. We just said it's flat. That's actually got great spin, and you can tell the wrist action's moving on that. But don't forget, that's going to be hard to remember sometimes though, because just as simple as even if you know you're going to pick off, it doesn't really matter where your foot is anyway. So if you already know that you're set and he calls that pitch on the inner half, but then you decide to pick off, so what? It doesn't mean where you're at. Still do your thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't change anything. Just remember that because we're in the stretch. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. How you feel?
Good.
Big difference, huh? When you're not trying to do so much in different spots that you don't need to so early, you know, in the mechanics, okay? But probably in like say you're in the bullpen and stuff like that, warming up, maybe ready to come out, mix in the jump kick, only on like 2 or 3 just to get your legs go a little bit quicker. Because sometimes we as pitchers are slow to warm up sometimes, but after you're playing catch like we do, long toss and come in, you know, throw a couple pitches, mix in that a couple times to where you just go bam, bam, and try not to really open that up because that'll be easy to do. Fair enough? Okay, set. Give me 2 pickoffs in the first though, just to see where you're at on the. Give me better eye contact. Yeah. The cheesiest ones are the best ones. Good job right there. Okay. Good 45. Give me the circle. Yes. Try to get a little further out. Or don't worry about what I say at all if you ever decide it's just one umpire. If he calls that shit, then he's got problems. There's no way he can do that. Okay, you ready to go? First base. Simple, right? Nice, switch it over. Wind up. Wind up. Okay, let's make sure you're not doing the pitch in the wind up. Go ahead. Good. None of that. Good job. Again, that's what we'll be looking for. Okay, last one, but hold first. Hold. Lift and hold real quick. Lift and hold real quick. See right there? Want that? Yeah, right there. Start getting too crazy out there, okay? The wingspan gets, that's what sometimes where our wingspan gets thrown off a little, okay? I like where you're at, but sometimes, again, that's where you're going to start casting a little bit too much on the breaking ball, okay? So, wind up only though, stretch, you're going to have to kind of do that. Okay, that's different. But wind up, a little bit more center, and I think you're gonna get more leg action on push. But I think a little bit in the windup, when you get that little hitch out and the butt out, that's what I think that could be where that started, originated when it took it into the stretch. Okay, here we go. See what I mean? You're more broad and upright, higher. Again, it's going to be more deceptive downhill, again, when the off-speed stuff comes especially. Let's take a look at it. So not too much hip out, okay? Windup's not necessarily similar to the stretch, but the stretch is not forgiving. The windup's forgiving. Just exactly what you did right there. So we're kind of going forward, but we're going backwards. So I step right there real quick. And what I'm saying is that was perfect because you had to over-rotate a little bit right there. But it looked good. Not that it did there, but the hitch kicked your ass on the other one. What I'm saying is right there, you were good upright. We didn't mind that. We don't mind when you get that little overexertion right there. Because again, that helps the wingspan. Like I said, in a stretch, it's not forgiving because it won't help your wingspan. It'll get you too far out front because again, you're only using one part there. Whereas you actually have a rotation in the windup. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you're watching the video, don't really think about the stretch compared to the windup. Because the windup, you're going to be able to do that on the 1, 2, 3 step and rotate a little bit, which is okay. Whereas in a stretch, you can't do that because you don't have time to do that. Okay? Unless you're primarily just pitching out the stretch with nobody on out. Beautiful. Good extension. Rotation looks good, dude. Attaboy. Take a look. Nice. Ah, dang it. Nice pitch. Good. What's the number one thing helping your mechanics in the windup though? Speed, Doug. Come on. Yeah, I like that answer though. We just talked about it. Sleeping on me, bro? Get rid of the ass out. Okay? No, you're upright more, and dude, it's harder to pick up out of your hands. That's fantastic. I think when, sometimes when it was right there when you're doing that, the way you separate a little bit forward, okay? You just want to get no longevity because of the short stride and kind of dropped it earlier, like you said, and not get into a high point. So what I'm saying is you look really, really good broad instead of, you know what I mean? It just looks, you look fantastic. And then when you're starting to speed up, that's the second best. Then when you start to speed up, that's when the arm wingspan goes. And then just imagine when all your shit's working at the same time. Change up, cutter, curveball, then it offsets them, then it makes it just that much easier. And you'll feel so much better even when you're done. Because again, when dropping your elbow, you can still get away with that a little bit, but it's not good. Here we go. Let's go back to that same pitch, change up. That was a good one. Change it out. Positive, what we talked about earlier is you're not crossing it over. It's good. That means you're getting the release point. All right, take a look. Nice break. Attaboy. That's tight. different grip, like we talked about, in and out where it's a little tighter, okay? The other one didn't have nothing on it. All right, squeezing out. Do that one again. I lost. You totally lost me on that one. I lost it at 3. How about that? Got it, buddy. See how you're getting it right there? Absolutely. The other one just didn't have nothing. It was flat, but you get out of your hand, great. And again, throw it to both, obviously, the righties and the lefties, especially the righties, like we've always said in the wood bat tournaments, jam them up really good. Make it hurt a little bit, but that's good. But again, how does it feel staying a little bit upright? Different, as opposed to, again, you feel like the hip out was just a little bit too much. Okay, and it's nobody's fault, it's just something that kind of stuck with you. That's you know, it is what it is. But just your balance looks, your tone looks a lot better. And like I said earlier, receptive hiding the ball better. Okay, that always helps. Because again, you have 2 quality breaking balls to go to, not counting the changeup. So using a curveball and a cutter is just, you want to use the cutter earlier in the count, you want to use the curveball earlier in the count. It's your decision, you know what I mean? Of course, depending who's calling the game sometimes, but again, if you have the opportunity, which is you and the catcher, have fun, play around, you know? And hopefully you have been doing that. But make them think about it a little bit, even though it's just a simple, stupid fastball, you know what I mean? It's still enough to trigger the mind of a hitter. What the hell is this guy doing? You know what I mean? But then all of a sudden, you do drop the curveball in there and he's still thinking fastball. Oh, he's trying to think fastball, let me curveball, buckle the knees, and done. You know, that's when you start really, you know what I mean? Make them think, okay? Again, don't always just focus on the batter that's ahead of you, even though you should. Notice who's on deck. I've always said that. Notice who's on deck, okay? Obviously, if somebody's on, you know somebody's on, okay? But still know your surroundings of what's going on. Know everything that's going to happen before the pitch happens. Where are you going to go as soon as you give up a hit with the guy running first? Are you going to be backing up third? Are you going to be on the mound sulking about it? You know what I mean? You know, what are you going to do? You have to be able to go to those positions and go before it happens. Besides the fact that I got running first, I already know I'm shooting a double play. You got to think positive instead of negative, okay? Because again, it's going to be a roller coaster, like I always say. You're going to have great games, you're going to have bad games, you're going to have games where you get your ass handed to you. It's going to happen. We all do it. So what? Like I always say, walk with your head held high. We love that. We respect it. It's hard to do, by the way. Especially leading up to it, especially when you got that ball and you want that ball. Okay? You're doing a great job. And your stride is actually not that short, really. You're starting to utilize it more, especially in the windup. You can tell in the windup, you're actually coming out, but still, get in the stretch real quick, but still in the stretch, it still looks a little short, so let's try to get just a little bit more longevity out of that, just a little bit, okay? Go ahead. There you go. And again, what's it going to kind of take to get out there is that carry, okay? And that's why, again, when I push you, that's why we do the foot, like we kind of push you and get you super the chest out. So we just give you that little tug is amazing. It's like you don't know you can get out there, but again, it always comes with the territory of we all tend to stop here for some reason sometimes because that's why we used to always say, hey, quit admiring your pitch. You know, we haven't really said that much, but we all get here, we just don't finish it. But right there, we push you, keep on going, finish the product, finish the pitch. Okay, so we're gonna push you one more time. Okay, finish the pitch. Good. See what I mean? And it's not that bad of a tug, is it? Okay. Okay. Stay in the stretch. Stay in the stretch. Let's get a couple of those. But I want to see the back of that shoulder almost. Okay. Go to the 4 seam. Okay, here we go. Straight 4 seam. Very nice. See? Yeah. It's almost like you're taking that extra step towards me, but again, you're still able to cover your position. It's when you start turning too much and open up and that ball comes back at you and you can't defend yourself, good luck, it's going to hurt. But that was good. Way to walk towards me a little bit right there. Finish the pitch. Hear it out of your hand a little bit more. That's always good. That means arm, that's why we call it arm width. You can hear that action. I just made that up. You might have known. pitch and grab some dirt or grab some grass, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where they try to get you down as much as they can. And those are not easy drills. Stand forward. See how you're generating more velocity off your backside without having to do the hip out stuff that you were doing earlier. And I think that was kind of throwing you off with the herky jerkiness, you know what I mean? And on the upper body and the ribs. That's a lot better. Good velocity. How you feel?
Good.
Does it feel a little bit better? Good. Stand. Okay. That's such a mild fall off, believe it or not. That's not a bad fall off. I'm happy with that. Because I'm starting to see the back of your shoulder a little bit more. Good. Not dramatic at all. Extend. Now watch. Go back to your cutter. Go back to that cutter with that style. And see if we can get that much more of a fight on this out. Don't open up that shoulder. You're doing a great job, but just on the braking stuff, don't be too quick on the shoulder. Because again, that's what we said a minute ago. That's when we try to make it too nasty. Just let it come first and then break it off, okay? Same spot. I love it. You're not going to get hurt there. How's that feel? Grip okay on that one? Okay. Understanding what we mean by the extension of finishing it just a little bit more, instead of just stopping that arm up front. And hopefully again you'll be able to see some of that and really try to visualize that, watch it, especially on the earlier stage when we were, you know what I mean? The simple tweaks are the ones that you never catch on to, you know, and it's nobody's fault. Like we always say, it just happens, you know, and just hopefully somebody can break it down and it is what it is at that point. But none of us pitching coaches are always perfect. We don't see some things, you know, whether it's a stride or whether it's just the shoulders, but sometimes you just got to bear with it, you know what I mean? Okay, get back in the track one more time. One more time, lift and hold. Down. Good. See right stand, ready? Lift and go. See, we're holding that in because lift and hold. Bringing that out quicker so you're stronger here. Do that again. Good job right there. And getting that chest out more, so that's really good. Up and down first. Go. See arm width? Completing the arm width. Good. Last one. And that's it. And it's funny because notice how all this leads back to when you're like 9 years old and shit, all the little stuff. It still reverts back to all of that. That doesn't change. Nice right there. See what I mean? Complete it. Now do it by yourself and no drill. No. Just straight. No up down. But it's just, again, it's not, you know, just that little breakdown, you know. It's something we've had for a while, but it's just, you're outgrowing it is what it is because you're getting bigger. So it's not helping your arm slots, what I'm trying to tell you. It's really dropping your arm slot, and I think that's why we talked about it. Kind of crossing over with, especially on your changeup, which is one of your better pitches. And we don't want to be doing that at all because we don't want that tenderness in the elbow. So again, as you grow, sometimes we do got to change things. Obviously, we changed some things today. Okay, so that was good. So we had to get rid of all that hip action. Okay, couple more. Okay, back to the windup, please. Hey, let it go a little bit. But you do add a stretch right there. I want the windup finish as well. Okay, good job. Now, glad we saw that shoulder thing. It's so stupid. You know what I mean?
I didn't notice that. Now with the hip, I can see. Okay, I can see the difference.
He's outgrown it.
Well, no, like now that he's not doing it.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like there's a pause because it's more flowing.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. A little bit longer back, not much. Just give me a little bit more push off the back side. Now that you're straightening yourself out, slightly a little bit more push. Forward. Excellent. See the difference, bud? Yeah. Very nice. Two more. Hey, you threw that one well. I mean an extension well. Forward. Beautiful. See, that's the energy. Then all of a sudden, break ball. Also change up. You know what I mean? It's that quick action. But like we were just talking about, when it comes to that slight pause, you're done. If you get away with it, good for you, but I'm just saying you're done because it's going to be sometimes that hang 'em and bang 'em one because you're showing it too early and casting it out.
Yeah.
But that's a hell of an arm speed on those last two, but I'm just saying, all of a sudden you have the same arm speed on those breaking things, good luck. I'm talking about for the batter, not cheap. Here we go. Last one. Hey. Very quickly there too. Good
Yeah.
job. Legs forward. Flat on that one. Looked like you swung a little bit right there. Lead arm like a little lower than usual. Good job today, that's good. Makes sense, a lot of that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully that helped a little bit, but like I said, I know sometimes it's, preaching the choir or breaking the record, saying things so over and over again.